Welcome to the Black Sheep Podcast. Today we have Anthony, T2, as known for everybody else, the creator of the Twister brand, also works with Committed Paintball and Boston Paintball out of New England. Um, as usual, Corey is here today, JP's here today, and we're here to, get some insights on everything coming up with Twister, get T2's thoughts on the game as it is today, and where he sees it going and progressing. So, T2, welcome. I'm
Cool.
so glad you made it out.
Guys, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to get on. I know we've been trying for a couple days here, but we've all been busy, so I appreciate you having me on.
Right. So it finally got out this Pro Flex Builder. Y'all just we're just start recording, but Austin just released a
Yep.
video about it.
Uh-huh.
Now it is known that you're the man behind it.
We are behind it. Yes, indeed.
So what started this builder?
All right. Well, I mean, it's like anything, right? Like I think that when we approach things like custom guns or anything we kind of do over the years, we just kind of look at what everybody else is doing and going like, how can we just do this better? Like there's people just do things like in a way that like they could be so much better if you just go a little bit higher. And I think the goggle is probably the most customizable, personalized thing in the industry, right? And yes, we have a million buy sell trades and people can swap things and put things together, but I think it just makes total and people have tried to do builders in the past, right? And I just think that I don't want to say they lack the initiative and the drive and the follow through, but like I think that we approach this like we approach anything and we just go full throttle, right? So this has been kind of in the works for about 2 years before the Revo 2 even happened. This is something we talked about. And then once we released the Revo, we kind of realized that like, hey, this is big enough. I think that like it could probably be its own website. We want to do a lot of integration, but we have so much custom stuff coding in the committed site for Twister stuff alone. It was really hard to integrate it and give people the right experience. So I think it just made sense to do it this way. So
So the obvious question is, like, just watching that little video that Austin put out, there's like little, in my mind, Easter eggs.
yeah, yeah.
How in the world do y'all have all this product and all these custom products from all these companies already?
So, I mean, what you're seeing is just what's in the builder. There's a whole website attached to this thing. So there's other things you could just buy that are not in the builder, like Super Dead products are in the site. How?
And
It's
they're on
very
hand?
yeah, yeah, I have it all. Yeah. So it's pretty straightforward. We have been holding a lot of things back. Like we did the Revo Clear Black Clears last year, massive release, sold out really quick, but we hold a couple boxes back. Trust me, I could have sold those 100 times over if I really wanted to, to the public. So for us, it was kind of a situation of like we got to keep holding back and holding back and holding back, and then as we've kind of created relationships with people over the past couple of years, like Super Dead, Enemy of the State, and Hormesis, we're friends with those guys. We've just been hoarding things, right? And trying to collect. So it's really hard to keep it a secret when we've got all this stuff laying around for the past couple months, years. But I think that a lot of our partners who have worked with us either on guns or other projects realize that like we're going to do right by everybody, right? And we're a collaborative company like with guns, like we try and collaborate with as many people as possible to really elevate the brand. And that way, when we share something, look how many people we collab with, right? So everybody gets everybody gets a lot of attention. So it helps. Like we get a massive amount of views, and they get attention, we get attention. And I think partnerships, good, strong partnerships, are really what keep us rolling as a company. If you're very segregated, you want to only do your thing in your bubble, you'll never grow if you don't create relationships across the industry. So I think that the strongest thing that we have are our partners. And I think that when we showed them the skeleton of this thing, right? And just said, you could be in here, we had Super Dead, 33 Threads, Enemy of the State, Hormesis. I mean, who else? We have Plexus, like one of the old spray, the cleaning spray, Plexus. They don't even sell the paintball anymore. We actually got an account and got some stuff from them for the site. Super Dead products are obviously on the site. Revo products are on the site. Twister products are on the site. So we have some other stuff that's on there that like we'll let people find that out when they get into the site. But it's pretty exciting that I think a lot of people are going to have a whole new experience when it comes to building goggles. We've looked at a lot of competitors. I don't want to say competitors, but other retailers out there. it's really hard to find things on their websites. Like it's almost impossible with some stuff. You can't even search. They're not categorized correctly. This is going to be like the most intuitive experience. And you don't have to go build a full goggle. You can just go buy a strap, you can buy a bottom, you can buy whatever you want. It's all separate purchasable items. And just when you go into the builder and you bundle the whole thing, there's a bundle price at the end, just discounts off the top, and we put it all together for you and send it on its way. So that was the whole idea behind it. We want to make this a really cool experience for everybody. Um, Hopefully, people are going to like it. The birthstones come out Monday. We drop our site when it launches. We'll have birthstones on there. Plus, all of our birthstones will be parted up and in the builder too. So you can just take a frame or a bottom or a visor or whatever you want and include it with a cool custom build while you're at it. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience for everybody.
Uh, That's probably the sickest thing ever. JP's a huge ProFlex guy.
Oh, it's awesome.
Honestly,
Well,
yeah,
I'll get you a
it's
little link if you want to play around in it for a little while. It's not like
That's what
100%
I
done.
was going to ask if it was live
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
was going to pull it up here because I think I can.
Mm.
I know we flirted
goes
with
I
live
mean,
projecting my
I mean,
screen
if you want
on
to
the
go if
podcast.
you want to go to it, I don't know about projecting it, but I just want you to play around with it. Maybe there's a password though, and I got to give it to you. I don't know how I could do it in here.
just
Yeah,
text it to me and I'll
yeah,
text it
we'll
to
get
him.
it after.
Well, there's a studio chat, right? Can I just do that and put it in there?
Let's see.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, send it there.
Okay, that's not it. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize I'd be doing this. So,
And another thing that
replace the C
JP's
with
a
an
huge fan
F
of, and I
in
ain't
that
even
what I just
I've
sent
never
you, and
even
that'll
used
get
one
you
of those
in.
guns is MacDev. Like he's what
Or you can reverse tell me if that one works. If not, it's gonna be one more that you have to switch. But are you in?
I'm pulling it up now.
Okay, cool. Anyways, I want to see his. I
shot.
want to see him play. I want to see him play around with it a
Oh,
little bit. It was kind of fun.
okay.
Yeah, I've been a long time ProFlex. Like I haven't really even flirted with any other mask since I started playing paintball. Like it was Flex day one, and it's kind of just been
Well,
going forward.
when we decided to because we did the Black Widow goggle, that was a big hit, when we did that one. I think that we did a lot with that other people doing prints really weren't doing, like the custom lens and things like that. But I think when we had the opportunity to do the Revo 2 and buy the mold and own it and control it and how much we had coming out, um it didn't feel mass produced because it's not. We really kept it limited and kept it special. And I think people appreciated that. And we were very selective about what we chose, right? The colors we chose were the two launch colors, the original Revo, and then we thought a gray would be really neat because that's our company colors for Twister. So, yeah, you're in. I can see it in your glasses.
Working on it.
All right, cool. Uh, but
So
yeah,
while
I
he's
mean,
trying to get in, go ahead.
yeah, go
Sorry.
for it. No, go for it. Absolutely.
So, so here's the first. I wouldn't say controversial
That didn't
question,
work
but
for me.
like, okay, we've been waiting a long time for these next color drops. It's always been a rumor that T2's dropping these new colors.
Yeah.
I need a tan Pro Revo 2, me personally, but when's
Tan?
the next color? Yeah, why not? I need a tan.
I mean, there may or may not be tan something coming. There may or may not be steel blue that we got going on. I can't confirm or deny other things that we have coming too. So
Is there anything dropping World Cup time?
we do have some stuff coming out at World Cup. Yes, I think you'll be very surprised at what we have our hands on for World Cup exclusively. Yes.
Okay, okay. And so the other rumor I want to touch on why he's still trying to log in,
What's
because you
yeah
know
that
I'm
password didn't work for me.
Okay, then do this. Whatever I said for the two middle letters, just switch them. So it's the MA and then switch the next two letters, and that should work.
um
Go ahead. Sorry.
what we're not no you're fine. Like this, people are loving this. I'm trying to look in his glasses too. Like I haven't seen the site. I know a couple people you've
That
given
didn't
it
work for me
to
either.
test.
Hold on. I'll 1 second, boys. I'm sorry being so unprofessional here.
Yeah, this is
No,
super
you're
off the
good.
cuff. Yeah, it's cool.
I think live reaction would be very cool for somebody experiencing this thing for their first time. So try that. Try that. I'm pretty sure that one's going to do it for you. So
This next question is going to be basically for Corey.
go for
This
it.
is his thing. What's up with this? What's the next gun drop? Like, am I hearing that we have this Pro CS3 Twister coming or nah? Like, come on,
So
man, don't give
I'll
me.
I'll be very upfront with you with what we've got going on. At least for the next drop, at least. So we are not done with the R5 by a long shot. Actually, if you could believe it, we actually developed, I don't want to say an enhanced engine for the R5, but it's maybe just not improving on it, but just a little bit different, and you'll know what I mean when we talk about it, but or release it. But the next series is going to be my series. So last year, we did the TSL, which everybody loved. That run was a nod back to the CSLs, and then I did the not safe for work ones. That was like my drop. And then Austin did the Back to the Future guns last year. That was like our two drops. So this year I have my own drop. Austin has his own drop, and then we have
Theme?
Heritage. What's that?
Theme? We gonna let come on? Like, can I get the theme of your drop?
Yeah, I'll give it out here. It's fine. It's like a race car series. It's all liveries of like classic race cars. So
Okay.
you'll have Ford GT40, you'll have a Shelby Daytona Cobra, you will have a Ferrari Stradale, you will have a lot of really cool cars that are a Castrol Supra, a lot of recognizable cool stuff, and we're partnering with some really good guys with us. There's a lot of performance on it too. There's a lot of custom stuff we're doing, but you'll see all that. The trim level, of course, is going to be crazy. The packaging is crazy for it. So that'll be really neat. That's going to come in the next couple of weeks. We've been very upfront with our members too. We're working with Powerhouse again, so you'll see regs again. So we're doing that again. And we do have some other stuff planned between now and Cup, between JT related things and some other partnerships that we're gonna make more stuff with. So yeah,
So you brought it up, and so let's see if you can revert this. What's
yeah.
up with these? There's a new thing coming out that's been confirmed, but here's what I hear from the grapevine: there's a new mechanism of a thin coming out, and it's how it operates is a little different. Um, can
What do you mean?
you?
Like a trigger spring or something? Is somebody working on like
No, no, no. Like, so the thins on the frames, right? The
yeah,
thins that are coming out.
yeah.
I heard that there was a new design, almost like a shell type system, a two-piece system that clips
Hmm.
in around the lens instead of like pulling the lens out like the old
I
style.
I haven't heard of anything like that coming down the
That
Oh,
pipeline.
okay.
I'm so convinced on that.
I'm
I'm
not, I mean,
so
that would be
convinced
more
on
of a
that.
I
question probably directed at the manufacturer. I have not seen or heard anything about anything like that.
I
I
So
don't know
believe you.
why. I don't know why it surprises me with how like high quality this is.
are you in it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's pretty
like
cool. So
I think it's because did JT do this before with like a
they
super
they
limited?
they they tried to.
So
Yeah.
that
I think Virtue did it, right? Because
and
Virtue did like the whole
ver,
mask.
No, JT did a version of this, but
it was bad.
the problem is when you have a big company, it usually and this is not a knock at them or anything like that because they do a lot of things.
they don't do
They're not
this.
just
Yeah,
doing
they
this
don't do
all day,
this.
right? So we have the luxury that we can razor focus on things and we just put everything we have into it, like right. So we have spent thousands of hours doing this. So all builders kind of are the same DNA, the same idea. I'm a graphic designer by trade, right? So like that's my roots. I do jerseys, do a couple hundred jerseys a year. So all the straps, either our partners have given us the designs for them, and I've had to remap everything on. I've had to map everything onto the goggles. So I've had to recreate patterns that they don't have anymore. I had to recreate straps that they don't have, things anymore. Like Hormesis sent us just product pictures, and I had to literally lift it off of the printed and make them go in. So like all of that is redone by hand. So it's a lot of work. The lenses alone were all individually mapped with multicolored gradients that had to be laid
The
in,
lenses look
and then
great.
yeah, there's
That's
reflective
the
elements.
shocking
The
part.
smoke, say like the smoke to clear or smoke to blue or smoke to great bronze. That all had to be done manually, and like it's a lot of trial and error. So yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time on this. I think our partners kind of saw the effort we put in. They wanted to be on this. If you notice, every strap we have is woven. We are not dealing with anything sublimated. We're not dealing
Love
with
that.
any. Yeah, we're not. We are very selective about the things that we have on this site. It's all very premium. We have the top dogs on the site. If you don't see them on there, it's probably a reason we don't have them on it. So
Is there? So you already have the Revo 2 exclusive stuff, but are there going to be more exclusive drops, kind of like PB Retro stuff does, that are just going to only be coming from this builder?
correct.
Besides, hmm.
There are some elements that, like, let's say we have inventory. There's some elements that are just builder designated, so you have to build a goggle around that part to get it. There's other ones that are purchasable separately. You are going to be able to buy clear Revo kits with ear and bottom as a kit. That'll be on the site as a separate purchase. Actually, he's in the site now, so he can see. If he goes to the Revo section, you can see everything
I'm
we've
there.
got. Yeah, yeah, he can see it
Oh,
all.
hey, then you
So
drop it. Like, is there
no,
any
no, no,
color
no,
that we
no,
ain't seen
no.
so far? Is
All
there
right, yeah,
any color we
don't
ain't
spill the
seen?
beans.
No, this is like genuinely
I'm
like
getting
this
cut off
this
on my own
feels
show. That's crazy. Did I log out? Did I
like
lag
I
out?
like I said, I think it's because I'm comparing it to the only other one of these that I've done. This is crazy. This is cool. The lenses are wild.
Yeah, you have the option as well to take a visor, not take a visor.
Yeah.
And you can actually, if you want to just do like a fake checkout on it right now, you can see how it will disc everything down. And the pricing in there isn't like locked in. We're going through a lot of that stuff still. So what you see isn't exactly what it's going to be. It may
Yeah.
change and
Nothing's
evolve a little bit
crazy. Yeah.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we also have just a lot of stock goggles available that you can just buy. Just go to the regular goggle section. We have a lot of goggles that like haven't been available for a while that we just happen to have in stock. Um, yeah, so I think we want to make a very robust site that has a lot of stuff on it, and I think we did it.
And
So it's a lot of work.
it's already got the shop built into it. I know I've used the
Yep.
shop for a lot of stuff. Like it auto-filled everything in without me even.
Yep. But that also comes out of live inventory. So like
Right.
it's going to take off of the SKUs that exist. And let's say we sell out of a yellow ref frame, it'll take it out of the builder. Like it's not there anymore. Like it's just going to automatically take itself out. So
Corey,
it's a
you got
pretty
to see this shit's so cool. This shit's so cool.
I'm about to test it out later.
It's
Damn.
it's going to be that's going to be like the new like spend an hour on the toilet like your legs go numb
Yeah,
because you're
just
just
building mask.
and we hope that people listen. We know a lot of people are just going to go on here just to see how things look, and like that's cool, and they're exposed to the site, and hopefully they keep it in the back of their head. I'll just come back and buy my stuff from here too. Like I'm not expecting every single person that uses the builder to buy something out of it. It's just a cool tool that we dedicate a lot of time to that gives
Right.
people a better experience. And I think that we try and give people good experiences with everything we do, whether it be guns or engines for R5s, or we do collabs with protective gear or whatever. We just try and make it a really cool, fun experience for people. And I think this checks all the boxes,
You know,
to be honest with you. So
speaking of guns,
yes,
um, making the MacDev a pretty gun is the craziest shit I've ever seen in paintball. I love it
yeah.
so much.
So that project, we knew that was going to take people by surprise for
I was
sure.
It
gonna say
blew my mind.
Um,
Yeah.
it caught me out of left field. I was like, Twister Mac Dev?
I think Corey sent one. He was like, "Yo, are they about to drop a MacDev gun?" And I was like, "There's no shot, right?" And then we see it, and I'm like, "Fuck, man," because I'm a MacDev fan. Like
yeah.
I'm even flirting with getting a GTI right now.
So we were in this weird spot, right? And it's always this pocket of the year, and a lot of things have affected it. The tariffs obviously fucked up a lot of things for everybody worldwide, not just with us or in paintball. So we had to figure out, like, okay, there was a couple of people we were talking to, and there was a couple of balls in the air. We were talking to Field One, we were talking to a couple people, right, about doing some stuff, and we just need to fill a gap. And the stars kind of aligned, right? And we looked at this kind of like when we did the DSR with Buddy, right? It was nobody expected us to do a die gun. That came out of left field. It ended up being one of the best guns we ever put
And
out.
the
People love
DSR
that
being
gun.
the one that y'all went with, I feel like is weird too. Also, shout out
Well,
to
because
North every time he goes to
that
sit down. He
I know
does
it's
it.
I
great.
swear to God,
I know
I'm
it's
not
great.
laughing at you. I'm
It's
laughing at
awesome. I
literally
know.
every time Norris goes to sit
I
down.
know.
He
It's pretty funny.
freezes.
So I mean that DSR was interesting, right? First, I'm friends with Buddy, like outside of paintball. We've known each other for a really long time. And we wanted to do something with Die. Die was increasingly difficult to deal with to just do a stock gun with them. And then we just realized that Buddy would be able to do a turnkey for us and probably do it faster. The other limiting factor was Dye was not going to let us use the vintage colors that we used, which was tricky. They were very protective about some of them. So I wanted to do every special edition color they ever did for a DM up to the DM8. That's why we did the olive and the femme fatale fade and the pinks
So
and
like
like
oil slick
um
too, maybe.
nah, we didn't do any of those. Nah, that's a wrap, but yeah, we didn't do that one. But we thought it would be a good project to like show our range a little bit, right? So with this one though, MacDev, sorry, I keep saying McDev. That's just my Boston accent that does it. Um, But it was a cool project. Fetty, who runs the company now, they're trying to really reintroduce themselves to the U.S. market, and I thought that some of the things they were doing in terms of their text at events now, their presence at events, they're doing a much better job, and I thought that was always one of their weaker
That was the
points.
only thing that
Um,
held them back
yeah.
was you. If you have the gun, you couldn't get it worked on at major
So
events.
before I even like I literally said like you have to hit these check boxes and promise me right now. And if if I don't see that, there's no way we can work on it, you know. And they that was back in Tampa. We kind of talked to them a little bit there, and I was like, let's just give them a couple of months to see if they stick with this, right? So they were at Atlantic City, they were at Cincinnati, and I was like, all right. I mean, this is they're here. They're actually doing the work. So we kind of said, listen, maybe we can get this rolling. And a couple of things happened. So Fetty, who runs the company, is also Italian. He helps run the national team for Italy. I'm a dual citizen, so I got to play on the veterans team. He kind of connected me with those guys to go play because we wanted to release the gun at Nations Cup in Europe. So that the stars aligned on that. Anthrax, who's a partner basically of McDev, we wanted to get worldwide distribution, and shipping guns out of the U.S. into other countries is really difficult for us. So
Right.
it was better if we already had somebody in Europe that could do distribution around the world for us and basically deal with clothing as well. So it kind of checked both those boxes. We want to kind of expand the company, expand the reach. So, yeah, we just started working on the gun, and they're one of the first companies we've ever dealt with that didn't say no to anything I said. I was like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. They never said no. They always at least looked into it or said, hey, we can do it this way or this way. Some of the bigger companies we deal with all the time, every other fucking word is no. Like they don't want to do anything. It's just crazy. So like we're limited with colors, we're limited what we can do with milling, we're limited with like we can't do ASA milling, we can't. Oh my god, Norris is Norris is frozen in a very hilarious way this
He's just
time.
got to
Oh
do
my
it standing
goodness.
up. He's got to do it standing up.
I
He can't
know,
sit
I
down.
know.
Um, while he's getting
But
that worked out, just out
yeah,
of
go for it.
curiosity, did
Yeah.
the poor reception of the MacDev affect any decision making you had? Because I feel like it was definitely received very poorly when it
I mean
initially
we
dropped.
sold out.
Not
So
you,
I don't know
not
how.
you.
Yeah.
MacDev, whenever they first dropped, I know people didn't love it then. I have no doubt that you're sold out.
Oh, you mean like the Cyclone?
Yeah,
On their site.
yeah. No, no,
Yeah, well,
like the
we
original, not your Twister.
oh, the original, yeah,
Yeah,
like the GTX. I mean, it's this is the evolution of that platform, right? So, like the GTX, it's a clone. I mean, the clone has been around
right.
for forever. This is like the seventh or eighth iteration of the clone. That's why we call it the Cyclone. We wanted it to like have that naming, so it actually worked out pretty good because it kind of follows the lineage. Um, it didn't scare us at all because I thought the bones of it are. I mean, it's a gamma core at the core, right? So I know we could do a lot with it. I knew we could squeeze a little bit more potential out of it in terms of performance. We knew we could make it more reliable. We knew we could make the barrel a little bit better. We didn't want to really stay with their stock ones. We made them really change some stuff on it. But I think overall, they made a beautiful gun. I mean, this is going to be one of those like
It's gorgeous.
DSR situations where I think it's going to be. Uh, I think people are going to hold on to them. I genuinely do, and I think if it helps McDev, and it helps Anthrax, and it's it's been a very symbiotic relationship, but it's good. They've opened the door for the entire world for us, right? And I don't think the relationship stops here. I don't know anything more than anybody else, but I think they've said that they've got maybe a poppet like a cyborg coming or something. I'd be open to doing something like that.
That'd
If
be
the
so
opportunity
sick.
arose,
Because
yeah.
the
So there's some
cyborg was
stuff going on.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of options, and there's not going to be many stacked. What's up, Norris? Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yo, spend all that money on a camera, mic, everything for nothing. Just go back to the
Dog,
phone.
Look,
I'm
Norris is
down with
gone
you,
again.
bro. No, I'm here.
Yep.
I'm just trying to
All right.
fix my Bluetooth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's still working with them. It just again, it shows our range. It so shows that we're willing to partner with people, and if anything, it kind of shows that like we could take any product really, even products that don't have a good aura around them, like their products have not really had a good reception lately, and can show that these things can actually do something and elevate a company and give them a chance. And if we could be along for that ride, I mean, that's cool, man. I like that. We love jumping on board early with companies like grassroots, like Techna before Techna was Techna. Like we put an order in for 300 triggers because the guy talk to me at World Cup, and I'm like, I love what you're doing. Let's put one in every one of our guns. Like Enemy of the State when they were first kind of like they were getting big, but we were like, man, let's do a collab. Shit, this was great. Why don't we just share a booth for the next NXLs? Let's just do it and split it. So I think that taking chances on grassroots smaller companies is important, even big companies too. But like I hate paintball, but just the stuff with them was fucking awesome. Like that was a great little release. We had a lot of fun. So I think that working with small guys is just as important as working with big guys. Everybody's important. I think that if we can help elevate people, like what good is our audience that we have or the reach that we have if we can't help guys because we were those guys before, right?
Right.
When I first released Twisters, it took me a year and a half to sell 150 LV1s. I sat at World Cup in a 10 by 10 sleeping on somebody's couch. Nobody wanted my stuff.
Hey,
It just
I
take
had one.
it's a yeah, it's a grind. It's a grind, though, right? And we've all been there, man. And this is paintball's tough, and it's a passion project. And I wish that somebody helped me when I was trying and grinding, right? So if I can help those guys get a little boost and maybe elevate them a little bit, like it's huge for us. I'd rather do that. Like King's Creations, Craig, is right down the street from us. He's a local guy. And we put his stuff in with most of our projects now. So I like working with guys like that. So yeah, I mean that's kind of our mantra these days. So
Right.
So, is there anybody like that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with, or like is a dream
uh
company that you want to work with?
oh my, a dream company I haven't worked with. Oh my God. I've had the good fortune of working with a lot of people.
I want that. I
That's a
want
really
that
tough
Twister
question.
G6R. If we could go back in time,
Um
that's what I want.
it's not going to be called the G6R. Not like I would know and it doesn't exist or anything, but
That's what I
um
said. Time machine, throw us back there. Go ahead and make a Twister
yeah,
G6R.
I don't
No,
know.
one of those guns is about to drop, JP. They just renamed it though.
It's called something else. Yeah, think so.
That's what I want.
I wouldn't say about to drop, but I think it's probably. I mean, I saw something when it was just a brick. I didn't know what it was. I know it functioned, but I don't know. Like again,
Have some insight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a little bit of insight. That's a really tough question. And that of all the questions I was asked, I don't think that I've ever been asked that. And I don't even know the answer to it because I've worked with pretty much everybody. I'm sure there's like smaller companies I really like working with, like that I take a lot more out of that because we do big companies. It's like I mean, you have a lot of muscle behind it with both of us, like, but I like smaller companies, and elevating them a little bit. Like I saw this little headband company in California called Ricochet. This kid just doing it like out of his mom's garage or whatever. And sick, like he's making really good stuff. And I bought some of his stuff and like I didn't ask for a discount or anything. I just want to support. Again, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean,
What about
I've
a
had a
company
really
outside of paintball and to bring them into paintball?
oh my God. Um
Because you're right, you've worked with pretty much everybody in the industry unless they're new and upcoming. But like,
I mean, the only companies I haven't worked with, I've tried to, was DLX. I mean, that's a company I haven't worked with. We tried hilariously, like the very first time we were gonna like start the Twister program again and do the milling. We went to PayPal Extravaganza, and the first company we talked to, our very first meeting was DLX to do a Lux. This was back in 2013.
I was gonna
this is
say,
So,
when they're this is when the
I was
Ripper
gonna
dropped,
ask if
right?
you've ever had a chance to work.
so this is way before the Rippers. Uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
you're right.
talked.
You're right. You said
Yeah,
2014.
so we talked to them. So I don't want to say this in a derogatory way, but like this is just how business works. But like I use this term, but it's not like meant to be like aggressive. When companies give you a fuck you number, the fuck you number is basically so high that you're going to be the one to say no because it doesn't make any sense. But you said no; they didn't say no to you, right? So I think that they were like, "Oh, it's 1,000 guns," and I'm like, "We haven't made a custom gun at this point in 15, 20 years, right? It's 2013." The next stop we made was Planet Eclipse, like two things down in the row, and they were like, "We just released this gun called the LV1. We can do 150 guns," and we were like, "We're in." And that still took me a year and a half to sell, right? So if we did 1,000 guns, that would have been a bad decision, right? And when Tim Montressor was alive, rest his soul, loved him. We would talk and always touch base and whatever. And then the Twister kind of grew, and Planet Eclipse's relationship with us grew, and DLX would not come off that number. They're doing not come off 1,000, and Planet was 150, 200 guns, 250 guns. Um, I think we started growing, and we were playing keep away with people, right? Like at ANS would call and be like, "Hey, we want to pick up some Twisters," and we're like, "I don't care how long I have to sit on these guns. I can't sell you one of them because if I do, it cheapens kind of what we're doing. The only reason people are coming to me is I have something you don't have. So I think that I played that game a little bit with them. At the same time, McDev at the time, Bunker King and Virtue all kind of were keeping stuff off of ANS, and it's they needed kind of I feel like this is kind of what happened. I don't know for sure, but HK all of a sudden rose up and kind of started creating a lot of custom products, and a lot of it went right to ANS gear. So I think that they probably were working together to kind of get some exclusivity to ANS. That's where the Ripper came from. That's where all these other things came from, right? So it was interesting that they kind of went that route and branded the deluxe. And I think that DLX needed something to compete with Planet Eclipse's rising, growing custom division. For a while, it was just me until Infamous came along a couple years later, but it was just a Twister for a while with Planet. So we had the LV1, the CS1, and it wasn't until the CS2 that Infamous jumped on that and did that gun. We were on an island of just the only one doing custom guns for a while. So then obviously they grew the relationship with Adrenaline and some other companies. So at that point, it was just too crowded over there for us to even bother. Like I wasn't going to go over there and be like, oh, let me be third in line behind Adrenaline and HK. It didn't make any sense, you know. Things have changed a lot over there, though. I think I think they're working closer with Method. We're friends with Method. Method does great stuff. I think they're going to elevate DLX's brand quite a bit. So I would be open to that relationship, and we're open to having talks with people. That's fine. But I think that we're always looking to change. We're always looking for things on the horizon. We're not committing to anything necessarily. Really, we don't. I can just be very upfront with you. I don't have any gun plan for 2026 at all. Like we're really there's nothing on the block right now. So
What about pro team wise? Are you after another pro team?
uh yeah, we are.
I mean, that's how we're gonna leave that. Just yeah, we
So
are.
no, I mean
You heard the man.
yeah. So I mean
Look,
so
I
I
got
mean
sweat. I got
I mean
sweat.
no, I'll be as upfront as I possibly can be without really going crazy. Um, so the Heroines are always going to be our team. As long as the Heroines are a team, they're going to be our team, right? They've been a
Yeah.
Twister team since day one. They're a Boston paintball team, so they're our team. As long as the Hurricanes exist, I will forever sponsor those guys. So like they can place in like Hussein level
Okay.
relegation, and I'll still sponsor those guys as long as they're playing paintball, right? Well, that's been those guys are blue collar. There's no prima donnas, no big contracts, no big attitudes. They're very thankful for everything we do for them. So that's the kind of team that and when we first sponsored them, X is actually our first pick last year, and we're like, they're at fifth place. Like they're breakout team of the year. But I watched the Hurricanes documentary and I watched their World Cup performance. And I said, you know what? I don't know what it is about these guys, but like, I feel like they're going to do something really special, and I want them to have a twister in their hand when they do it. And sure as shit, we gave them guns and then almost beat
Yeah.
Dynasty first event last year. So like that was, I mean,
Third
the
in
gun obviously
Vegas.
didn't make the difference, right? But like that was huge for us as a company, like very validating. Um, but in terms of like other teams, so what I can talk about, at least two European pro teams have reached out to us, bit like really, really top level ones. Thanks to us going to Nations Cup and being able to have these relationships and talk to people. So that's in the works right now. There will be a really powerhouse heroines level W1XL team in Europe next year. So we're going to be sponsoring them. That's a locked in deal. Like that's happening. And there is going to be a potentially a guaranteed podium finish team for us next year, based on what they've done in the past. So that's in the works still. But we'll see if that comes to fruition. But we'll see. You'll know when it happens. Trust me.
Are they a
So,
Southern team?
um,
There is no
so,
Southern.
define Southern, I guess.
Yeah, that's a no. Because like you got to think about who he said they're a podium finishing team based on what they've done this year,
I'd
right?
say a podium level finishing team. I can't
Okay.
guarantee the
Okay.
future, but yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, but you're saying based on what they've been doing. So I'm taking it
They
as
are.
they've
They
been on
are.
the podium.
I'm going to say this: they're very much a Sunday team,
Right.
very much a Sunday team. Yeah.
I
So
would say that's everything Texas to West
They
Coast
they,
based
they
on
got
what
a lot
I'm
of they
popping
got
in
a lot of
mind.
healthy guys on the team.
That's it.
A lot of healthy
we'll
fit
see.
guys.
Well,
So
we'll see.
shout out my Twister LV1.
Hell yeah! That's Horizon, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! See, I know. I still remember all these things. It's crazy.
Oh, so
So
I actually
the
saw
boys
it on
haven't even
ESPN a
seen
couple
what you
months ago.
sent me.
Oh, why don't you show him the care package I sent you, Norris?
Norris,
Yeah,
can you
I'm
rotate your
trying to get
Norris
it
has
mouse?
right
got
now.
Hold on.
Norris has got the me and Norris go way
Hold
back.
on. Give
Norris
me a
don't
second.
need any more care packages.
I will tell you,
I needed a
Norris
gun for
Nor,
ICPL.
Norris muscled me in Atlantic City. He muscled me at the tables. He
And what did
cornered
I
me.
muscle you for?
He cornered me when I was
Yeah, that's
most
right.
vulnerable. He cornered
Oh,
me
at
when
the
I was
poker
most
table.
vulnerable.
They don't know about that story. They don't know
I
about
Yeah.
the
believe it.
poker
When I
table.
was most vulnerable, he cornered me at like midnight in Atlantic City. And he was like, "You sure you don't got an extra gun laying around?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't think so, dude." And like next thing you know, 10 drinks and 2 hours later, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you can get a gun, no problem." Like it's always the way it goes at Norris.
I'm working on the trigger, so it's not put together, y'all. But like, so here's the body, obviously, and I'm adjusting the trigger now because I'm going to ICPL. I needed a med gun, and of course, who do I call? I got friends in the business. I needed something nice, and then he sent me a whole bunch of actual swag, like
Yeah,
shorts,
let's see
shirts, the the
let's see
shirt or the
the
hat,
swag.
the
Both. I
hat.
mean, the
Hold
hats,
on, hold on.
Man,
the hats
care pack.
dope.
You sharing that care package, Norris?
No,
Hell,
absolutely not.
hell
That's
no.
crazy. We had to share our dope. We had to share our dope care package.
I can send you guys some care packages
No,
too. I'm
no,
happy to do
no!
that.
Whoa,
Man,
wait
my
a
man,
minute!
Man,
Hell
Twister
yeah.
Wait
for
a
life,
minute!
baby. Twister
Twister for
t-shirts for the
life.
rest of the podcast.
My next tattoo's
All next
Twister.
5 episodes. Oh, look at that.
That's our
Lock it.
I
Oh,
hate paintball white trash summer shirt or hat. I think so sick.
I got both of the woven bandana mask
I think
straps.
I saw
Or
those
sorry,
on the
I said
website.
bandana twister.
Yep.
Yep. I'm sure you did. I listen, I think it's crazy that I don't even have the password. He let y'all on it
No,
first.
Norris has got the unreleased shorts too. Those shorts are not out yet.
Oh,
Do
is
you
that what I got on?
Mm-hmm.
do you have any extra
Those
Twister
ones.
R5s laying around anywhere, or do I need to get
Yeah.
you
Hold
one?
on one second. Let me
Yeah.
grab one here for you.
Oh my god.
Just I didn't know if I need to get you 10 drinks in too before I
Corey said,
have
just
it.
any loose.
But yeah,
I
that's
will
how you guys
say
do him.
I will say we're doing some pretty exciting things with the R5. So um, let's just say there may be a new twister cut on the R5. I think we still got some juice left to squeeze on the R5 platform. So
So listen, are you ever going to touch that CS3 Pro platform?
I
I just
mean,
want a confirmation. That's all I'm looking for.
I never want to close the door and say no.
He doesn't have a plan for 2026, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
You
Anything
sound like
can
you've been studying his words.
anything can happen, right? In 2025, we're full of surprises this year. Right now, we got the Cyclone to get out. It's a great gun, and we got the R5, a couple little special releases. So
All right.
maybe we got maybe I don't know. I can't.
What about
Yeah.
this now? CPL, Mech, the whole nine, retro is just like popping off, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like crazy. Obviously,
Yep.
the Ether 3M is, I think, the
Sure.
most best high-end mechanical gun so far. Do
I
you
would agree.
have
That's my daily driver. I shoot an Ether 3M. That's literally what I shoot. Twister.
I don't
Yep.
think you're ever satisfied with that though. So I just feel like I feel like it's very weird to not be working on something or working on some upgrades for something and you not be involved.
I mean, I like to tinker and I like to elevate and I like to do things that other people don't do. So, I mean, I will say this: we do have more Ether 3Ms coming, specifically for like an October release. We got one that's dedicated for breast cancer awareness. We have one that's like a Halloween kind of theme, which is kind of cool. And then obviously the gloss black ones that you got. So that's going to be released in October. We're going to do that. But yeah, I mean, I am a mech player at the core, right? I do play some speedball here and there, but I mean, I play 10 man with my team up here in New England. So yeah, I think that we're working on some stuff. So.
Okay.
I don't
And
I
when's
don't know if
this
you'll see I don't know if you'll see it this year for the mech
okay.
stuff at least. But yeah.
When is this gun contest in?
Oh, the autococker one?
Yeah.
All right. So autococker project was awesome, by the way, and I'm happy that you brought it up because we do the Storm Chaser program. Obviously, you guys may have seen that. You may hate those guys because they get 10 minutes early access and like clean everything out. But we at the beginning of the year they sign up, they have a big questionnaire that they fill out. And one of the things they fill out is what they want to see that year. And a lot of people ask for an autococker, like a real deal autococker. So I wanted to do it. We shopped it around a little bit. We were going to work with, at first, Shock Tech was the first company we talked to. And Shock Tech just kind of didn't really get back to us on some stuff. We talked to Free Flow and Buddy, but Buddy was too busy. So we talked to Mozak, which I like. I like Justin; he's a great guy, and we put that entire gun project together in 45 days, from like idea to have the body ready to go. So we obviously released the kit. It took a couple months to get them all machined and out. But I think the idea was we're going to put a kit out, and I wanted all my friends in the autococker industry, between builders, manufacturers, whoever, anodizers, to be able to like get some business, right? Because unless there's a big project to build for or something to look forward to for, like AKA is not firing up their machines to make anything. Like it's just, it's not worth his time. So I just told these guys, listen, make any twister parts you want. I don't want a dime off of any of it. Like, just if it helps you guys out, go for it. I'll sell the body kit and we just go. So some of my partners, some of these guys made like 15 grand just selling parts, just little autococker raw machine parts. But we're gonna do a whole contest. The contest opens probably the next month, and then Black Friday is the deadline to enter your guns, and then all of December will be a round robin tournament, and the winner gets a 24 karat gold gun. So that's the plan. It's serial number 007 too. That's when we held
Let's
back,
go.
so that'll be your trophy.
And then, so since you touched on it, what I always thought was cool was like during Black Friday, you always have like this sick mystery box or whatever like thing you come up with. And like, do we get any insight of what you're thinking for this year's Black Friday?
No, no,
Hey,
you
just
don't get
just
you
to
don't get any insight.
just to get this out there because it
It's a weird smile for me. Go ahead, JP.
Can you rotate your phone, please?
What do you mean
Who,
rotate?
me? Me?
Nah, Norris, he's
Oh, Norris.
portrait
Oh,
right now
he's
instead of landscape.
What? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
It makes the layout really weird. But
Oh,
yeah, if you just
just do
rotate
that.
your phone, if it's not on lock screen, it'll auto fix itself over to the.
Is that better?
No, you're just sideways now.
Oh, it's showing me it's twisted, but I don't know. I'm in the app.
Ah.
I don't know how to leave
I've seen it in
it.
the app, and he's like he's good here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it weird, just to how I'm seeing it in the app. I'm on my phone too, so he looks normal to me.
I got
Gotcha.
sideways and it's showing normal JP, but I don't know what to do.
Corey, how's
Let
he
me
looking on
y'all
yours?
continue to
Yeah, log back in with it the
It's
right way. That's
definitely
always
sideways.
the move.
All right.
Yeah.
It's whenever
But
we had Will Ball, that's who it was. He came.
yeah,
His,
Scotty.
yeah,
Scotty was
Scotty's
on. Scotty was on last week. Yep.
Scotty's was vertical too, and I remember in post production it made it weird with the like I had to change the layout type to adjust for that. But luckily he stayed so centered that it was.
He's not jumping around.
If
the
he was
screen.
jumping around,
Yeah.
it would be a mess. But
Scotty,
anything we can avoid.
Scotty's a good dude, man. I will say, Scotty and my relationship started very rough, and we fucking hated each other
Beautiful.
at the beginning. And what's great is it's one of those things that we were both, I think, very stubborn people, right? And we just stand our ground and we don't back down. And I think that after about a year of like being very contentious with each other, we just reached out and we're just like, hey, dude, like, why don't we just like be cool? Because I think we're actually a lot more alike than you probably realize, and we're pretty good. We're pretty friendly now, and because it's a little bit of growth, and you can't be mad at a guy like that. You guys talk to him, and I watched the whole thing with him, and I always watch Scott's stuff. And I think there's a need for him in the industry, right? Because if you just let the companies and the whatever news outlets you consider, news. I don't know
Yeah,
how you
like
consider
journalism.
like
Yeah,
news.
there's it's
Yeah,
him,
but
and
like
then
in
it's
paintball, it's like you have to be very like you're towing the company line, and he doesn't have a company line to tow, right? He
right.
just kind
There's
of
no corporate restrictions.
he shakes things up, and he I want to say he makes people uncomfortable, but he creates questions that should be raised sometimes, right? It makes you think, and it
Yep.
creates discussions, and I think it's important for people like that in the industry. So, I mean, I do value what he does. Although at the beginning, I'd fucking kill him, and we want to kill each other. But I do value what he does now, and I actually consider him, I would say, a friend. I mean, we talk from time to time, and if there's something that he's heard that we're doing, or he wants to break something, he always reaches out to me first and asks like, "Hey, did this happen? Hey, did this happen? Or is this happening?" And I'm very upfront with him now. I'll just be like, that's kind of like 50% right. Like, this is kind of how it's going. But yeah, I think that, again, we're both
Love
very
that. Love
contentious,
that.
but now we're very friendly now. But Scott's a good guy. I mean, just in general, like when you talk to him as a human being 1-to-1, he's actually a really good dude. So, and you guys know that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
talked to him
yeah.
last week. So yeah,
Camera's perfect now.
I went
Appreciate
back
that.
to I'm on back on
look at
laptop
that.
now.
Yeah, and no,
Good son.
and
I was
it
just
lets you
begging you
sit
to
down.
sit down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was hating holding that phone.
So what did you do before you started?
That's a
Committed to
great
Twister?
question because
Woo. All right. Man, I don't even know what I did before all this. So I've been playing paintball. I'll give you my backstory. I'll give you like the 5 minute abridged version. I started playing paintball when I was 9 years old. Started playing the Canopy Paintball, which is about an hour away from the birthplace of paintball, which is Henniker, New Hampshire. So I am the cradle of paintball civilization here. Um, I bought my first gun from Boston Paintball when I was 10 years old. So Boston Paintball started in '92. I bought my first gun from Boston Paintball in '92. So I've been shopping pretty much exclusively at Boston Paintball since I was a kid. And when I became old enough to start working for Boston, I started working for Boston. So I started working for Boston Paintball when I was 19, 20 years old. So I've been with the company. I'm 42 now. So I've been with them all the way through. Before that, I don't even remember. Maybe landscaping, school, like what I just had some bullshit jobs. I did work for a telecom company for a little while in the middle. I needed like an adult job to get like a mortgage and a house and things like that. But I never left Boston. I always kind of stayed and I was doing graphic design and whatever. But yeah, I mean, before committed, I was just doing all the stuff that they needed me to do. So there's nothing I haven't done for the company, right? I've been a referee, field manager. I've run every store they've had, multiple locations. You name it, I've kind of done it. When forums were a thing, like Envision servers, like I was running those for them for the New England Paintball League. I was doing all the websites, graphic design, obviously, all their banners and posters and flyers and jerseys and T-shirts and clothing and stuff like that. So I've been doing that with Boston Paintball forever. Was going to be our online store entry. We didn't really get into the game until 2013. So like we were way, way behind everybody else at that point. When I was approached to bring that to fruition, I said the only way I'll do it is if we can make it custom stuff. We have to get back into doing custom again. That's the roots of our company. It took a little bit of nudging, but they said, okay, let's do it. And yeah, the first couple of years weren't as fruitful as they are now, obviously. When you think like it took 150 guns a year and a half to sell, now that's like 150 guns is, from the time I said this sentence, that's how fast we sell 150 guns now, which is
so
kind of bonkers.
rumors and
Um,
paintball are just wild
but
because
yeah.
like you want to know what I thought you did before. Like I already knew you worked kind of like off and on in Boston forever since you were young. No, no,
Well,
no.
I do other
Well, I
things too,
mean, yeah,
but
we
yeah,
all
you go
know the
ahead.
robotics
Yeah.
thing, but I was told, and this is when before I got to know you as a friend, that you were like the head of like marketing for a major league baseball team.
No. I'll take it. That's a really cool story, but that's
Huh.
not what I
And I was
did.
told that the other Anthony brought you in for
So
marketing.
no, I'm homegrown, baby. I learned everything. I don't have a classic background in like graphic design. I taught myself how to do everything. So I'm self-taught with most things that I did. I've trained under a lot of really good people when it comes to like techs and stuff, like Matt Falvey, which is a legendary tech here in New England. Was kind of like my sensei. He's kind of like my splinter, my master splinter. So he taught me pretty much a lot of the stuff about just life and everything. But I mean, I've learned a lot. And I obviously have other things. I run even now I run an apparel shop and a full print shop, so I have all that attached to the paintball business too. So when we're doing shirts and banners and stickers, I do all that stuff in house on top of an apparel shop we run in town. And I did do combat robotics for a little bit there during the COVID period, like 2020 to like up until last year, where I was doing BattleBots, the Discovery Channel. So I was on that for 3 seasons.
That's sick.
And then I was running merch sites and branding for a lot of BattleBots teams that you saw on TV. So all their aesthetic design for their robots, their team branding, all their uniforms, I was responsible for all that. and then competing in Connecticut at a lower weight class robot league called NHRL. So NHRL.io, you can check that out. They have a good website. But I competed there for years and years, fighting and doing a lot of the branding and apparel for them as well. So I've backed off of that in the last year to kind of get back into paintball and grow our company, which obviously was the right decision. We've done a lot more because I've got a lot more time on my hands. Um, yeah, and outside of that, just driving dumb, stupid, fast cars like an idiot. That's pretty much my
Didn't your
job.
daughter?
So
You have a
that's
daughter, right?
it. I do have a daughter and a son. Yeah, my daughter is a very
Right. That's what I was
well-known
about to say.
robot
She's still in it. Are
combatant.
you still doing it with
Yeah.
her?
Yeah. So, where I took a step back, she was starting up and working her way through the ranks. She accumulated just in her rookie season 2 years ago, pretty much every award you can imagine, won every fan vote you can imagine, and did pretty well as a 10-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl, just demolishing guys like they're 50. So she became very good at what she was doing, and we started going to the major events together and driving together as a team. And then I took a step back and just said, "You can take the sticks and you can drive." And she's been competing, but she's getting older. She's 11, and now she's into like soccer and Taylor Swift and Sephora wake up and bullshit. She's she wants to keep going, obviously, but scheduling's a lot harder now, but we're going to continue. We'll probably be going to Vegas in April to do. BattleBots has a lower weight class thing that's an invitation only. She obviously got the invite to it, so we'll probably end up doing that. But again, it's a time split, right? We're growing so much with our new websites and the ProFlex thing and the twisters, and we just need to find like a stable ground that I can finally just go. All right, I'm going to take this weekend to go do this thing. I mean, robot combat's a lot of work. You got to build and fabricate and design and test, and it's weeks of development and fabrication and stuff before you can even get to fight at all that work and all that preparation is the difference between you winning a match in 3 minutes or losing in 10 seconds. If it's you got to put the work in. So you got to be 100% committed to it if you're going to do it. So if we can't put the level of commitment in, it's just really, I don't want to say there's no point in doing it, but like it's more of a frustrating experience than a good one. So
I love that BattleBot shit. That shit was so fun to watch.
It
You're
yeah,
was.
watching this little
should
fucking
be you
robot
should be there.
fucking fling them.
You should be there in person. It's incredible. It's incredible. I've been very fortunate to have some lifelong friends now and some great experiences. And I'd go to Vegas for 2.5 weeks to film 2 seasons back to back. So what you're seeing on TV, that's filmed in like 2.5 weeks. So like 2 years worth of footage is 2.5 weeks that we're living in Vegas, and we're basically fighting every other day. So it's a crazy grind. Being in Vegas alone for that long is insane. You don't come back as a mentally stable person like
Not
from
to
Vegas after that much time.
not to
Yeah.
take it too far down the BattleBots road, but is there like a middle ground that whenever you're designing those machines to where I mean, obviously you want to win, but design it to where it looks cool to like because it seems like the winning ones are always like boring looking. So I'm wondering if they spice it up a little.
Yeah, so that's kind of my. So obviously, I do a lot of fabrication work on the robot and principal building, and I am not a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer, or I don't know how to design motors and things. So we all have our role on the team, obviously. My primary role that I've stepped into for a much larger team, Omega Team is the name of our team up here in New England. We're a pretty prolific team in the area. My job is to make us look good, right? To make the robot look good and themed. We had one robot that was a pizza theme, giant 52-pound spinning pizza disc, and looked like a pizza box. And we write the name of our opponent on it, and things like that. And we come out, and everybody looks like pizza delivery people. You can Ripperoni's the name of the robot. You can probably look it up and find it in 10 seconds. Then Star Child was another one that we ran. It was a giant alien-looking robot. They kind of had the Ridley Scott Aliens theme, like Space
That's
Marines,
cool.
and we bring it out on a crane that looks like a power loader. And like the thing is, you're on television, so you gotta look and dress the part. If you're memorable, they will ask you to come back. They got a lot of applications, so if you're memorable, regardless of how you do, they'll invite you back to the show. So yes, there are some robots like a Tombstone that doesn't really need anything. It just hits fucking really hard and evaporates everybody when it hits them. So like he'll always get invited back. Black T-shirt, little thing, they don't care. Like keep him coming back. So it's a fine line, but again, my job is to make us branded, look good,
Even the
handle
logo's
social
cool.
media, handle. Yeah. I mean, I do all that stuff. So like I have the good fortune. I have all the stuff in house that I can print all of our stuff, and everybody's very thankful for it because you have to fill the gap on the team with like, they're not graphic designers. They can make things look cool and make it hit hard, but I have to kind of make it jazzed up a little bit. So I'm very thankful I get to be part of that team of people. I'm not an MIT, like half my team is MIT graduates, right? Like I'm not, so it's cool that you're able to be with these guys from Clemson and MIT and like all these really high end engineering companies and colleges. So, um, I run a paintball company. These guys work for like Boston Dynamics and Raytheon, and they're building like really crazy things. And we all have our niche, and we work together on things too. They do some machining and samples for me like locally, and like it's we get together like once a month and still hang out. So yeah, I mean it's a cool thing that I was able to fall into, and it's a cool thing that you can tell your grandkids, like, yeah, I was on TV fighting robots. It's kind of a neat thing.
Before it was cool.
Yeah,
That's the future. You got into
before
it
it was cool.
before it
Yeah,
was modern day times.
that's right. I don't know. I enjoy everything I do. Right. I don't want to go to work and feel like unfulfilled or like drag myself in. Like even at paintball, like Norris has seen the shop. I think we've done enough videos of it. We're not in a multi-million-dollar facility. Could we have that? Yeah, I'm sure we probably could if we wanted to. But like, we want to put our money into products and developing new cool stuff. And the roots of our company, it was based in a dusty sixth floor of a warehouse in downtown Boston. Like these guys would go into work at noon, 1 o'clock, and be there until 3 o'clock in the morning, crack some beers, have some pizza, have some laughs. Like it shouldn't feel like work, and that's what we kind of cultivated at my shop now. I mean, it's half frat house, half clubhouse, half workshop. Like it doesn't feel like work. We go in, we get a shitload done, we do some really cool stuff. We having a lot of cash on hand, we don't spend any money really. So when we want to do projects, we can come to the table with money. Go, hey, you need 50K, 100K to get this started. Here you go. And like it's done. So I don't think a lot of companies they stretch themselves really thin, and we don't want to. We just want to really commit to things and put our effort behind it and make sure that they're winners when we do it. So, um, but the nice part about that is that now I have a lifestyle that's kind of neat. I can go to work, my kids can come to my office and chill, play Fortnite in the other room, whatever. We got TVs in every room. We always have some dumb Nicolas Cage movie on or something all the time. Like we go get sushi next door like twice a week. Like, that's just how it is. And we roll in 10 o'clock,
That's
9 o'clock,
still in
whatever.
Boston.
Yeah. We're in Tewksbury now. We're
Okay.
north. So
Yeah,
COVID,
Tewksbury.
Shout out,
Shout out
shut.
Tewksbury.
shout out Manja Manja
Yeah,
in
manja
Tewksbury.
manja.
Yeah.
The best pasta I've
When
ever
y'all go to
had.
Tewksbury?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that in Jersey?
We stayed
No,
in Tewksbury.
Manja Manja is in Tewksbury.
Really? Massachusetts?
Yes.
We did
I've been here for 8 years and I don't even know where that
it's
is.
so good.
Gotcha.
It's so good.
So our big thing now is that a Treehouse Brewery just opened a location here. They took over the golf course. So they have the clubhouse. They converted it to a tap room. It's like 60 taps, a massive like, and they have the golf course there too. So we'll go to there for lunch sometimes and watch people play and like have a beer or two. Pizza's really good too. So yeah, but Tewksbury's a nice little town. It's north. You guys have been here, so it's like half hour north of Boston. It's cool. It's quiet. I live here. I live 4 minutes down the road from the office. And Austin lives 4 minutes down the road too. My partner Austin, in the business. So it's cool. Like it's a very kind of chill environment, and my wife runs her apparel shop out of the same building. So it's like we kind of work together a couple days a week too. So yeah, I mean it's cool when you can kind of grow your business to the point where and affords you the luxury of your schedule. I can drop my kids off at the bus. I can pick them up. We can go to lunch when we feel like it. And I think the guys at the top, we obviously have owners of our company. They do a lot. They don't just own Twister and Committed. They own BKI. They own the Combine. They do Team USA, the New England Paintball League, like the webcast that you see in the semi-pro field
I
at the
love how all
NXL.
this
That's
is
all them
linking.
too. The heroines, like yeah, like all this is under the same umbrella, right? We're on an island, obviously, but we have pro shops, we have playing fields, we have leagues, we have clinics, we have summer camps. Like we run a lot of stuff. Where as a company, I mean, we've been in business
So
for
that's where we're
35
going
years,
next.
so this is paintball is our life. That
I
is
got
this is
I
not
got
a
one.
this is
I got
not a
one.
part time job.
But
What's that?
to get back off topic, it's in is it Billerica? So we stayed in Tewksbury, but it was in Billerica.
All right, so Massachusetts, we really butcher the fuck out of names. It's Bill Ricca, but it is spelled
It's
Billerica. It's Bill Ricca. Yeah, that's how we say it. it's like if you read Worcester, it's Worcester, but it's actually Worcester. That's how we pronounce it. So yeah.
But no, I just have
Yes,
a
but
question.
Bill Rick is right next door. Yeah,
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 I have
yeah,
one
yeah,
question before you go in, Norris.
yeah.
So
Sure.
during your journey of building up to where you are now, has there ever been a time where a company like a GI, Planet, Die has come to you and like, hey, we want to merge with you, and we just want you to strictly do our guns and nobody else's? Has that ever happened? Or
No, I think I'm very upfront. I don't want to be in anybody's pocket. I like the flexibility to just go and do the thing that's right. I mean, I not knocking people, like I don't want to like, because I'm friends with all these guys in the industry and I don't want to, but if you become if you're all in on one thing, let's say a Lux, right? And you go all in and you pre-sell the shit out of a bunch of Luxes and the Lux doesn't work, you're fucked, right? You can't pivot because you have to do that Lux, right? If you're a die guy and you DSRs, then you have to do an MXR. MXR doesn't work. You're fucked. Like
it works
I
50%
liked
of the time?
having I like having the ability of like, let's let the gun be out for a couple months. Let's make sure it works. Then like let's look at, can we make it a little bit better? But we at least we know for our customers it's gonna be reliable. And but to jump in on a platform on blind faith, that's fucking scary, right? Because it creates a lot of headaches downstream if it doesn't work. It's, you get into 18, 24 months of holding people's money, right? And by the time you deliver something, it may be outdated. Like, there may be a replacement for it, or just or you put out a gun that just needs incremental updates to keep it working. Like that's really frustrating for you as a brand, because you have to sit there and unfortunately eat a plate of shit and be like, no, this is great. Because you can't kind of throw your manufacturer under the bus. So it's like sitting back. I mean, the way that we do things, we're very we try and look at everything as a whole and go, what's the right time to do this? Are there projects that are just better walking away from? Like, nah, this probably doesn't make any sense. And we've dodged some massive bullets. We've walked away from stuff at like, we shouldn't do this
Like
one.
what?
Like a 180R. They want us to do a 180R, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of feel like there's no market for a 14, $1,500 mid-range gun. So we didn't do it. And then, I mean, some guys did them and they're still fucking sitting on them. They can't move them, And I think that instead of that, like we went into doing other things and like it was way more fruitful for us to do that, right? I think the DSR was like we didn't do the 180, we did the DSR instead. That's a good move, And I think we went, phew, we're not going to do everything. If it makes sense, we'll do it, And I think that we're not doing things for this. Like we need to do it. Like we can work with anybody if it makes sense. So, um, again, those aren't my businesses. People run their business the way they want to run their business, and they got to deal with customers. To release a gun, and then I've released and delivered 4 or 5 guns since then. That's kind of crazy. Like it's kind of wild to me. But again, I mean, there are people that are more ambitious than me. They're doing a lot more real custom stuff, machining every single part and doing some really unique and cool things. But the more ambitious you are, the more likelihood that things are going to have problems. That's just reality. And control the things you can control. And we really now try and make sure that like minimize the wait time. If we're going to sell stuff, we want to be able to deliver it in a window that like is reasonable within a month or two. Like that's so the only way to do that is to front a lot of money to have it in hand. A lot of guys are like pre-selling because they don't really have the cash on hand to like spend 800,000, $1 million. And I get it. That's a lot of fucking money. But we hoard our cash so we can buy 300 Planet guns and have them in hand and then sell them because we know the money will be there. For us, it's fine. We can figure it out. So again, everybody does things different. That's how we do things. Other people do different things.
Let's get off this before it
Live and die by
gets
the sword, I
worse.
guess.
So where I
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, that's just reality. I'm not saying anything people don't know.
Yeah, you're
So
not wrong. I find it very funny that some people are still waiting on some of those guns and they're already talking about their new platform. Like,
I wonder what happens at World Cup when
yeah,
maybe something
like
new comes and
that
goes.
I've thought about that too.
It's a
Like
little.
it's pretty well rumored that this new platform's being dropped at Cup and I'm like there's still guys that ain't got the last platform.
I've only heard the same rumors that you've heard, so I don't know for sure. But
Anyway, so what I wanted to get into, and it's great because like you just kind of like led into it when you were talking about like Boston being like involved with like the streaming and all this other stuff. What's your thoughts on the game today, the changes they're trying to make, and to push it in there is these meta glasses and all these different views of the game as well. Like I'm trying to push the envelope at ICPL with mine.
I have a pair of meta glasses. They're amazing. I wouldn't probably wear because I have the wide ones, so I don't know if they would fit in a goggle because I like wider glasses. I do have a pair of narrow ones that I just gave to my wife because they were just too narrow for my head. But it's an amazing piece of technology. I think it's phenomenal. I think live streaming from it is just an insane piece of tech. Like it really, that first person view is pretty incredible. Um, do I think it's the future? I don't know what the future is in getting this to a media platform. I'll give you my opinion. I'll get on my soapbox. I'm not trying to tell people what to do at the top. They run leagues. They're powerful guys. I'll just give my 2 cents. I think trying to get paintball on television the first time. Well, number one, I don't think getting on television even makes sense anymore. I think it's just silly. BattleBots was the same deal. They were so razor focused on just television and not looking at other streaming services, which is the future. I mean, that's like not even the future; it's now. Like that's actually what it is. That when you go all in on one thing and it doesn't work, well, I mean, the NXL and Go Sports. I don't know if they're all one and the same now, but they have access to this archive of 20 years of paintball, right? Like literally behind a paywall. The only people that are going to see that are paintball players. The average Joe's not going to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay for paintball today. Never played it, but I'm just going to do it. No one's doing that. That person doesn't exist in this planet. What would make more sense to me is you take that archive and you shop it to a Roku or to somebody and go, we can have a paintball channel, and you're going to give them 20 years worth of content. That's so much footage that like it'll keep you busy forever. And let's say, hey, you sell it to them for X amount of money. It may not be what you think it's worth, but if you grow it enough and you give them some live stuff, now you can go shop it to Netflix or somebody else in 2 years where it's worth way more actual numbers behind it. It's the long game. I don't think some of these guys want to play the long game. I think they want
Well,
instant
here's the thing: it's
instant
not a
news, right? They
loss
don't
because you're not
really.
making any
So
money off
I
of it now, and your scenario makes more sense.
well they are no they are. Well, they've got subscribers, and by opening the door, they don't have subscribers anymore because they have to give it up, right? So I think that in their head maybe they go, okay, well I'm going to do arbitrary number. I don't know what the number is, but let's say it's $20,000 a month. That's probably way too much money. They're like, well, I guaranteed have whatever, 6 figures guaranteed a year plus. Why would I give it to these guys for $2 million when, in 2 years I could have, whatever. It doesn't. They want guarantees, and they know the subscribers are guarantees. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because I don't think we're ever going to get to the masses unless we give paintball away, right? People have to happen upon it and be like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I think they also have like Heroes for a Day. I think they own all the Monkey with a Gun stuff too. They have all these documentaries. Our whole sport, the history of our sport is all behind a lock and key. And it's so tough that like, as a paintball person, I would pay and watch it, obviously, but like nobody is just going to be on the couch going and going, oh, I'm not going to happen upon it. So that's tough. I think in terms of format now, they're very razor focused on ESPN. I don't know if the experiment works. I mean WWF. I'm a wrestling guy. I like wrestling. My kids like it too. But they just signed a deal with WWF with ESPN to broadcast their stuff on it. It was an abysmal fucking failure. Like they just did one a week and a half ago. It was the worst, one of the worst ones they've ever done. I just don't think that ESPN gets you there anymore. I think the X Games is probably a good place for paintball. The X Games probably needs paintball more than paintball needs the X Games, and that's good for paintball. Because all the obscure sports that were on the X Games are now mainstream. Skateboarding, snowboarding, all these things are now in the actual Olympics. They need something to draw eyes back to the X Games, and paintball could probably be it. The
Told you.
problem is that ESPN is only going to give them a constrained time frame. Let's say it's
In a weird time
an
frame too.
hour. Well, that hour is only really, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into tire wrestling and shit, but that was before car jitsu and corgi racing. That's when we're behind all that.
Or
Just to show you
jitsu,
where
right?
we are. Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. Slippery stairs is the best sport ever. Um, but the problem is that they're gonna they're gonna put you where they feel like putting you, and at 2 o'clock in the morning does nothing for paintball. What does something for paintball is put it on a time frame where somebody that's at a bar or at a restaurant at their lunch break can look up at the screen and go, "Oh shit, it's paintball." We've never had that. If we could get that, that's going to get way more eyes on paintball than anything. So again, I know that the league doesn't have control over that. Like ESPN's going to put them where they want. The problem is they tried to put standard X ball 5-on-5 out. There's way too much going on for a half hour to really capture people's attention. People have the attention span of a fucking potato now, right? If they don't get something or understand terminology, they're flipping the channel and they're gone. So I think even 3-man, I think it's a much better step. I still think they're trying to cram too much. I hate to even say this because as stupid as this sounds, they should start with one-on-ones. I mean, that really, because it's very easy. You're focusing on two people. You could easily see what's going on. I think that's the problem is that every other sport has one central thing, a ball that you follow. That's where the action is. Paintball doesn't have that. So it's the more things you add chaos wise, some 60-year-old dude is not going to go, oh wow, I get this immediately. No, he needs to follow this for a little while. So if you start with a one-on-one and then grow to a 3, then go to X ball, you've now kind of trained people to what they're looking at, what they're seeing, and the objectives. So I think that they're going the right step. They seem pretty all in on this 3-on-3 thing. Obviously, World Cup, they've got 2 divisions for it. So obviously they're only doing it because ESPN probably expressed interest. So it probably is working to some extent. But I think that going all in on
Not
ESPN is
them doing.
probably. I just don't think TV's doing it, man. I just don't think broadcast cable TV is.
You said
Who
something.
has cable? Do
No,
any
I
of you
don't
guys have
actually.
cable?
I don't care.
I don't. I don't have
Yeah,
cable.
I
I
couldn't
cut the
even
cord. I
watch the
don't even have
ESPN
it.
stuff. I tried
you
everything.
know,
I didn't even have access.
I've got ESPN.
I, I hate to say it. Don't arrest me. But like to even watch the WWF there on ESPN, I had to go on
Yeah,
Twitch and
I could.
watch people's like
I couldn't get
recording
it.
on their
You had to
screen.
watch
Like I'm
someone
not paying
watching it
for it.
through their
Oh,
glasses
Yes,
off a
yes.
the
reflection.
the
Because I'm
second
not
I
going to be held.
heard the second
I'm
I
not going to be held
heard
hostage
UFC
paying
was
30
Yeah.
bucks to watch it. Like
yeah,
it's
the second I
crazy.
heard UFC was going to Paramount and I was going to get free pay-per-views, I immediately canceled my ESPN Plus subscription. That was the only reason I even kept ESPN.
I think PayPal is way more valuable to shop it to a service that can put it as a channel, and then you can just get access to all this stuff. I mean, granted, they're
You
going to pay
brought
you
up
dirt. You're not going to even probably, yeah, it's
you
not going
brought
to be
up
a
a good
lot.
point
So,
though. Like
unfortunately,
it's always a ball that you can follow, and we don't have that. So the reason why I was getting into like your format and the streaming and this view type of thing. So HK, and I don't know if I like HK in certain ways. I get why other people are hating on them, but they're working on a loader now with a camera in the front that, in my mind, right in my mind, has a better way of tracking these balls, kind of right, like where it's going. Do you see that becoming our future and like having some kind of implemented camera on all these things?
so contrary to popular belief, I'm not a massive HK hater. I do, obviously they're a competitor, and I think that in the space that we both make custom things, we butt heads a little bit. But I will say, in terms of social media, they probably do more for PayPal than maybe anybody. To be honest with you, in terms of reach, working with influencers is cool. I think some of the theatrics were a little much that they're doing with some of their streams and stuff, but whatever. But to be honest with you, I do think them showing first person view of a sport is really important. And whether it be, they're into speed soft now too, and that's very colorful and you can see that, you can track that a little bit better. But I do think that they're going the right way. I think they're going more of the right way than other people are in terms of bringing it to the masses, right? I think they kind of get it. They're more social media focused and how to get attention for themselves, right? Because they are kind of they're kind of a hype brand, I guess, but they want to kind of bring people in and influencers in, and I think they realize that's kind of their stepping stone to get to where they want to get to. So that does make sense to me. Uh, yeah, a first person view works, but you almost need 5 different screens going on at the same time to see what's going on. But I just think that the average person that doesn't know anything about paintball,
Hear
it's
me out.
too much going on. Like you need like a 15-minute introductory crash course in paintball before you can even like watch paintball.
I
That's
thought
the
about this
problem.
a lot, and I don't know how this would work. But what if we did those cameras and then we take what's been happening that's been blowing up and you can track balls easy is the glow ball, right? We move it till we move
Yeah,
it
the glow
tonight.
ball's
We
cool.
give fluorescent features to these jerseys and uniforms, and we have cameras. How can you not track everything?
I do think that is probably our best bet because it's colorful, it's bright. You can definitely see a splat very visibly. Um, I do think that's probably the best path. I hate to say it. They fucking have lightning in a bottle, and they're going all in on it, and they're probably gonna be the ones that get the most traction. They'll probably get more eyes on paintball than the ESPN stuff with that. I bet. That's my personal opinion. If they do it right. But it gets complicated, right? You obviously need support from the industry. Um so we're going to go back to, like, let's go way back. I'm going to date myself here, but like there was a Mohegan Sun tournament that happened, right? It was in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. This is back in 2011, maybe. I don't even know. Smart Parts ran it at the time. They were Smart Parts, and they got the whole thing at Mohegan Sun. They put an indoor thing. It was filmed amazing, and they wanted all these teams to come. But if you were a team that was sponsored by another, like a Dye, for example, or whoever, you weren't allowed to use your team name. They had to change all the team names when they came in, which is crazy, right? Because the industry still doesn't want to really partner all that much. They're still, they sell paint, I sell paint, they sell paint. Fuck those guys, fuck those guys. Like, I don't want my team to go and use that paint. That's not cool. You got to shoot my paint if they're going to go. It's like, okay, but you can't say, hey, I want paintball to grow and get into the masses and then do shit like that. It's like, okay, like you gotta like find middle ground here. Uh there's a layer of contention of all the big guys that I think if people just backed off a little bit, just like, listen, this is the best thing for the sport. We need to just like get off our high horse. Paintball is just, can we just make paintball paintball? The average person from middle of nowhere, Idaho, that doesn't know paintball doesn't care about Dire Planet or JT. They don't know any of that. They just know paintball. They're just seeing paintball. So the politics really need to kind of take a step back a little bit if we want to see it grow. And I think the NXL at least is quelling that a little bit because they can control the paradigm, they can control the flow of it. But I think that that's the one thing that may halt Global a little bit is that it is an HK specific product. So I don't know if a lot of support is going to come from the other guys. It
GI's kind of
should,
in it. GI's
but
kind
I
of in
just
it
don't
because like
know.
they make that one ball and then PB Fit uses black lights to do it. HK just uses that loader.
But the problem is that but the issue is that they're going to have their glow ball and then HK will have their glow ball. There's not going to just be glow ball in general. It's like they're going to both be fighting for glow ball supremacy is going to be what happens, right? So I don't know. I just think that people just need to like go, this is the best thing for paintball. Let's just kind of like, let's put down the swords for a minute and like, let's, try and grow the pie for everybody. Because the more people in paintball, the more business there is for everybody. More people coming in, and then people just vote with their wallets. If somebody wants lime green everything that's turned up to 12, they'll go to HK. And if they want, more subdued stuff, they'll go somewhere else. But let the consumer decide when they want to come into paintball what they want. It shouldn't be like you have to do this if you want to do this.
I
Give people choices. Let them vote for what they want.
I hate the not to go back too much, but the point of view, the barrel cams. This is my first time hearing about the loader cam. That view by itself, I hate with a passion. I feel like we haven't had like a good point of view until these meta glasses. I think something like these meta glasses, whether someone grabs their balls and puts a bunch of money in and makes a mask that has a built-in camera, or people just start using meta glasses, that point of view is so much better than anything else. It's shocking.
So the only thing with the meta glasses that's a little bit prohibitive is the cost.
The
They're
cost, and
expensive.
there's
I mean,
no
you're gonna.
time. It's what is it, a 3 minute
Yes,
limit?
3 minutes. It's 3 minutes at a
Well,
time.
no,
Unless
that's
you're
not
live
entire.
streaming.
No, no, no.
It's if your phone is close enough, it's
That's the
unlimited
key.
as long as it's got power.
It's unlimited, so
Correct.
it
So
doesn't drop like resolution
no,
whenever
as long
you
as
go
you're
live.
live streaming though. Because like right,
Nope.
it's so the only reason why it's 3 minutes is because like where's it going to store the video until you upload it to the phone, right? So it can only do that
Right.
so often.
It's extremely high quality. It's extremely high quality. I mean, I have them, and I'll just dump it to my phone. I'll record a bunch of stuff, and I'll dump it to my phone.
How's the
You can
range?
do. I don't leave my phone anywhere. Like it's always in my pocket. So
It's
like I don't
Bluetooth,
know. Like
so
the only time
it's
we've ever used it live streaming, it'll go quite a bit. I mean, it's not. It's pretty
I
good.
think you'd lose Bluetooth from one
I,
side of the field to the other.
I don't. Well, you keep your phone in your pocket. Just put a protective case on it or whatever. Or
put it in your
make a little.
pocket.
Hey, I'm gonna give somebody's gonna capitalize on this. Capitalize on this. Make a pod pack
It's
pocket
al-
that's like
you
reinforced, so
already
the phone doesn't get fucked up.
it's already
Somebody's gonna
done,
make it
but
probably. Yeah,
I
I should
thought you
make
were the
it.
one that did it. But now that you say that, it was Virtue because it's or not well Bunker Kings. They have it
Hmm.
in the
They
back.
had they had a pocket. Yeah. Hmm. But you need it accessible. You need it like on your hip, like a holster. But I don't know. I think I do think that like Rainey uses the shit out of those things. Like Rainey sleeps in those fucking glasses. It
I
seems
got
like he's
mine right here.
always putting stuff up from them and always live stream. They're an awesome piece of tech. I think that it is just cost prohibitive. I think it is the most streamer friendly option though, without a doubt. You can go to
Like
Instagram or
it's cheaper than
Facebook,
every other
click of
camera
a
out
button,
there.
you're
The
in. It
Insta
is.
camera's more expensive.
It is.
Like I got my glasses for
I
The
$290.
mean,
360, the 360s cost as
And
much. Fuck a decked out GoPro
hear
costs
me
just
out.
as much, and you could use it in daily
I
life.
talked to people and I told them how to get them for free. Like so many people do have eye care coverage and don't need glasses. Do you know how I got mine? And I bought Jared Lackey some too. Like lens crafters. My insurance paid for them. They gave them to me with
yep.
clear lenses. I didn't have
Hmm.
to even buy them.
Yep. Your insurance company will cover what is it every
Yeah.
18 months or I don't even know what the range is, but like when I have contacts and whatever, but every year
Pair of
they'll pay
frames.
for my exam or whatever they pay for whatever. Yeah, exactly. And then you get a stipend or whatever. So depending on your insurance company, they'll take care of you. But I mean, I bought my meta glasses brand new for like one of my pairs for $200 on Marketplace. Like just grab them and they're fine. Like they work. The only reason I got rid of them is because I just wanted transitions and I wanted the bigger
People pay
ones. Like
more for
so I just
headbands.
got
People
those
pay more
instead.
for your head
But
fucking bands. I like, come on now, like it's easy.
yeah. I do think that point of view is pretty important for people to feel immersed in it because I don't think you really realize that point of view unless you've played paintball. So I think for us to be able to flip to it on TV or to like do a change over of camera,
And it's
that's pretty damn cool. So yeah, I think
one of the series
that's
that I
big.
thought was one of the most successful was the mic'd up series, right? And you don't have to put a mic on them no
That
more.
was
You can
awesome.
like just listen to them fucking talk to
Yep,
each other.
it's all built in. Yep. I mean, anything that really can get people more immersed in what the player is seeing and feeling and doing, it's important. I think it is a good piece of tech that we should use. I do. I just think that it's a little cost prohibitive for the average player. I agree with that. We have an expensive sport. I mean, that's bottom line. This is what it is. And if you wanna really elevate it, you got to spend the money. That's all.
Well, I'm hoping to
So,
make some sick videos at ICPL with my new twister.
yep, I'm sure you will. So, I mean, I obviously watched your last video with Scotty, which was really, really good. What do you guys like typically? I know you throw the ball around a lot here, but like, what would you say is I don't know. I don't want to say the best guest you've had, but like you guys have done a lot of shows, obviously. So like, what's one of your more memorable guests? I'm gonna ask you guys questions now. What's one of your more memorable guests that you had, and the reason for it? I guess.
I'll let them go.
I'll go. Anthony with dope. I mean, Scotty. Obviously, it's the biggest by far. The numbers are crazy.
Mhm.
Anthony was such a character so immediately. There wasn't like any sidestepping. There wasn't any warm up period. Anthony is someone that I can tell because I don't think I've ever met him. I know that I've never like talked with him, but like
Mhm.
I can tell that's exactly who he is. And that's cool. Anthony was super dope. Cool guy. Corey.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Anthony is probably if I can't just choose Scotty just based off what numbers he's given us and the amount of followers he's added since he came on the chat or on the channel. I think it's Anthony. Dude's super electric and he just vibed with us. We basically made him an honorary fourth member of the
That's
team.
awesome.
Yeah. He still thinks he's a member,
Honestly,
but
mine
we
hasn't
still love
happened
him.
yet. Like I love the fact that I got you on here. I love that I'm tapping into my resources, but a couple people are dodging wanting to be on here because it's problematic to them. Who I would like to have on here, who I think is going to be the most epic to me, is Hinman, but that's only if he comes on and he's just as raw as he is on his platform. Because I got a lot of questions and we got a lot of connections that we have in between each other, and some of those connections have gone even sour for me. But I think if he comes on here, he's raw. We really talk about the root problems of this, our thoughts on this, the bullshit about it. I think that would probably be one of the most epic shows I ever make.
Yeah, I've obviously when you asked me to come on, I was like, let me just do a little research and watch some stuff or whatever. I like this format because you just throw the ball around. There's not really like a structured whatever, oh, we're gonna do these. I don't like somebody reading off a card like, oh, answer this, answer that. It's just very repetitive. I just kind of like the organic flow of like, hey, let's just talk about this. What do you think of this? Like that's kind of cool. I like that.
Right.
Like I can talk all day. I mean, like I
Jared
love
Lackey
that.
won't come on
So yeah,
because
yeah,
of his
for
job
sure.
with GI. And you know how
Ah, come on, Lackey. I talked to Lackey 3 times today. Let John, come on,
so
Jared. What are you doing?
Mark.
Get on here. Come on. You don't have to answer the tough ones. Have a safety word that you
He's
can say if
scared,
you
man.
want to
That's
get out
his
of the
livelihood. That's
conversation.
his only
You know.
job, right? Now, and then
I
Mark
know. I
from
know. I know.
Sandana,
I know. I know.
he keeps dodging because like, so the reason why Will Ball for Soup was on, and we didn't really talk too much about it on the show, or maybe we did, and I'm kind of pushing it back, is because he started doing research about me because he got a tip that I was scamming and stealing from multiple companies, and one being from Sandana and Outlaw. So when he's approached them about these rumors from an individual, they immediately reach out to me and like, hey, are you okay? You good? Like, this is what they're saying. Of course, we told him it's not true. And I was like, okay, cool. So I reached out to him. He didn't reply back to me right away because I did it with my personal. JP, I think, did it through our social media page, and he immediately replied back and said he'd come on. And so that's what started that whole thing. And so and a
Mhm.
lot of that was coming up before him, and so like people were just avoiding that and other things. They don't want it. They like, oh, it's too drama, it's problematic, just stick paintball. And I'm like, this was always not supposed to be just paintball. It's like paintball, the businesses around paintball, what's going on in paintball, and general life.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of who's the dude on ESPN? I should know his name off the top of my head. Pat McAfee, right? It's the same deal. Like there's not really a structure. They just kind of like have a couple things they want to touch on and then just talk whatever. It's fine. And again, like I get some of these guys like they got to be the company guy. They don't want to get into a situation where they say anything too controversial. I don't think I'm saying anything controversial. I run a company. I'm friends with people. I'm not saying anything that everybody's not thinking or know already. So again, like I don't have relationships that I feel like I'm ruining by being here. I wouldn't come on if I thought so, but um, yeah, I don't know. I like this format. I like you guys. It's very thank you for being so hospitable to have me
It's a
on.
big deal for us, so we
This is a lot
appreciate
of
you
fun.
coming. It's a
So
huge deal for us.
yep, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
So I got a question just off the
Yeah. Yeah.
paintball topic. I originally
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I had a blind ranking for you of top 5 Boston athletes that we were going to just blind
Oh,
rank.
shit.
But since you told me
Okay.
that you're a
I'll do. I'll
WWE
do it.
fan,
No, I'll do
I'm gonna
both. I'll
go
do
off
both.
topic and we're gonna
I'll
do
do
you.
both. I'll do both.
Okay,
Do you want to do the Rushmore 5, 4,
so
5, 5?
I'm gonna give you 5. You're gonna rank them blindly, so you're
Okay.
not gonna know who's coming next. We're gonna
Okay.
start with WWE.
Okay.
John Cena.
So it's 5.
Yeah.
I am going to his match in like 2 weeks at the Garden. Cena. I gotta. 3,
Okay.
3.
Bret Hart.
Uh, 5.
The Rock.
4.
Hulk Hogan.
Let me Stone Cold's last. Hulk Hogan. I know you're gonna. I know it's Stone Cold. Sure, other one. I think Hulk Hogan, not based on his politics outside of it, but I think that what he did for fuck, this is hard.
It's 1 and 2
Yep,
left, right?
yep.
I know. I'm really hoping like Doink the Clown's not the next one. Uh shit. I'm gonna say number 2. I'm hoping
And
Stone
then
Cold's the last one.
number 1 is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Number 1. Yeah, number 1.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's clear as day.
Yeah.
So now we'll go
Go do
Boston.
Boston
Boston
sports. All right.
I'm
athletes.
going to do my
We'll go
Boston
David
at the same
Ortiz.
time too. Yeah.
Okay.
David Ortiz.
Poppy. Um. Uh. f- uh 3.
Bob Cousy.
4.
Bill Russell.
Oh, I wish I could take the last one back. I know who your next two. I know who your next two are already. It's very predictable. Uh, it's Tom Brady and Bobby Orr are probably the last two. So I'm almost
No way
guaranteeing
he's
it.
dropping
No,
Bobby Orr. No way.
no. Fuck. Russell's gonna have to be 5, but I regret that. I'm gonna hear a bunch of shit tomorrow.
Bobby Orr.
Who's 2? 2. Brady's number 1.
Rajon Rondo.
Rondo. Ah, shit. Terrible. Terrible. Well, you baited me on that. All right, yeah, that's bad. That's a bad. Not a single Patriot in the whole list. That's
That's
brutal.
criminal.
Yep.
3
I would have
Celtics,
still
though.
put
Gotcha.
these Celtics. I'm not a big basketball guy though. I'm more of a baseball and football guy.
I figured you
So
thought Brady would be in there, so I had to throw one in the mix because I didn't throw one in
you
for
could have put. I
WNBA.
mean, you could have also put Nomar in there. You could have put a lot of people in there.
Yep.
And Nomar wasn't even a big player here, but like I still put him very high on the list for like what people meant to Boston, at least in my generation. Like it's big. I mean, I was lucky enough to go through like I graduated from high school when the Patriots won, so like through my 20s, it was just nothing but championships. Like it was just parties
Did they have a
every.
good run?
I remember.
Who's that? Pats.
Just Boston,
We had the
fucking Boston.
so I'll tell you what. My daughter,
I'm a
she's
Patriots
11
fan, by
now.
the way.
So my daughter, every year for the first 5 or 6 years of her life, there was at least one parade in the city for a championship. And then one year she's like, "Oh, when are we going to the parade this year?" I'm like, "They didn't. No one won this year." She's like, "What do you mean no one won this year?" All she knew was winning for the first like 5, 6 years of her life, which is
Privilege,
pretty bonkers.
such
Isn't
a
that
That's a
crazy?
beautiful
privileged
thing.
area. It's insane.
Great. Listen, my whole childhood, all of our teams sucked, terrible, bad, every one of them. So
32.
yeah.
My team
I only
still
have one
sucks.
championship.
What? Who do you root for?
Unfortunately, the Carolina Panthers, the Charlotte Hornets. I just
I mean, do they still have the guy with the funny hats
No.
throwing the ball over there? No,
no.
no. Damn.
We
runs his
we
own
got the guy
podcast.
with the funny hat at one point.
But he got his own podcast now. Maybe
Well, we had the guy with the funny hat
Yeah.
too.
yeah, maybe we can
That's
get
right.
him on one day.
Yeah,
Cam
yeah,
Newton,
funny hat guy.
throw him on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, I listen. I wouldn't say I follow sports a ton, but obviously we're in the playoffs a lot, so I'll jump on for that. My brother, fun fact, my brother actually runs the entire control booth at the Boston Garden. So everything on the Jumbotron, like all of that, all the video production, he does all of. He's been at the Garden for about 20, what's it, about 20 years, 15, 20 years he's been there.
That's dope.
So like if I go, I'll just text him my seat numbers and we're immediately on the Jumbotron, like in 2 seconds. It's pretty funny. And all my friends know it, so my friends will text me their number and like, I'm on a date. Hey, get me on the Kiss Cam. I gotta fucking get him up there.
So
So
Norse
yeah,
has never been to a basketball game, so I think
They won't take me.
really.
going to the Garden would be.
I'm not a
No,
massive
listen,
basketball
I'm
fan.
just
Of all the
telling you.
sports,
Yeah,
basketball
but
to me
going
is
to
just
one though. Going
it's
to
too
one?
it's too long.
I just don't want to take
I
you
guess so.
to the
Why?
Charlotte
Melo's my
Hornets.
favorite
Like, if
player.
you're gonna spend, because if you're gonna spend $200, you don't want to watch like Melo possibly not play because he could be resting, and then we're gonna get
Well, they
blown out by
just
30 anyway. So
My gripe with basketball though is that the last 2 minutes is like a half hour.
yeah,
It's just unwatchable for me. Like soccer is like
Do you want
quick.
to go
It's
to a pro
always
soccer
constantly
game?
moving. Baseball's better now with the plot with the shot. Oh yeah, we have the Revolution here. They're amazing. They do it at Gillette. But I'll tell you what, the absolute best, the best sport you can go to is the Red Sox at Fenway. There's nothing.
It's-
there's
There's
not like a
nothing better
Fenway
than going.
Frank, not like a Fenway Frank.
It is. It's the most historic, stadium in almost all of sports, at least in the U.S. at least, right?
It's such a step
It's
back in
just
time.
it's such an amazing. I go to concerts there a couple times a year.
Amazing
What
atmosphere.
they've done with that place is unbelievable. It really is. I mean, it's expensive as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Though I
people
will,
people give me free people give me free tickets, and I'm like, I don't even want to go because like just to bring my kids is going to cost me $500 in food and like
What?
whatever. It's crazy, but
I will say the one
it's
time we went, like they gave out David Ortiz bobbleheads, and Big Poppy didn't
Got
even
it in
play.
there. He didn't
Mhm.
even
I
play. I
still
don't
have
even think it
mine.
was
Yeah,
there.
still, yeah. I don't even know if he was there. He didn't play the whole entire time.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
mean,
a bobblehead.
it's the Sox are. We went to the Savannah Bananas at Fenway. That was really good. We went to the Lumineers concert there. We went to Journey and Def Leppard concert there in the past year. I mean, it's awesome. It's just a great atmosphere, great people. Like it's a really good stadium. So
Well, Corey.
I've got one more because and I'm glad Corey brought it up because I am diehard Boston all the way through. Have been since I've been into sports. I've been. It started with the Patriots, then Celtics, then never really cared about baseball, but I'm on hockey heavy now.
Mhm.
So I wanted to know. I wanted you to rank your Super Bowl wins because I know you said football and baseball were yours. Because I know what mine is, and I know that we've put on some wild moments in Super Bowl history.
rank the best ones.
Yeah,
Um, I think everybody's answer is going to be different. I think the first one
absolutely.
was very special. I think the Falcons was the best by a mile. That there's nothing for me for multiple reasons. My father-in-law, who's a major football fan, passed away a couple months before. So seeing that come back was really emotional for me. That was great. I'm trying to think.
You don't have to bring up the one with the
No,
Panthers.
you
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 don't
can
have to.
absolutely bring up the one with the Panthers.
I don't have to bring.
I don't think that one, to be honest, not to like deflate your team, but that one wasn't that memorable because it was such a crushing defeat that I didn't even think talking
We
about
lost by 3.
it.
We lost a game. We lost to a
Yeah,
game-winning field
but
goal against the greatest kicker of all time.
y'all were never in it though. Is it was close, but you were never in it.
I would say just the only two that stick out in my head are going to be the Falcons game has got to be number one, and then I would probably say their first win in 2000. What was it? 2001, 2001. I
Okay,
think
so
those are
the
the two
Eagles.
for me.
All
Yeah,
right, yeah. I think
those are good.
No
the
Seahawks. Interesting.
That I that was really good. Yeah,
Seahawks
that's
as a game might be more impressive than the Falcons win because coming like
no
tw-
nothing is more
let me
special than the way that game ended.
oh absolutely
I
absolutely
don't
the
think.
game as a whole was
Yeah.
better, but is it harder to come back from 25-point deficit or two 14-point deficits?
I think that that's probably in the top three for me, but I don't. I still think the first one was very special. Just like the Red Sox have won multiple World Series, but that one that they broke the curse was the number one. Like, there's
Yeah, that's like
nothing,
a top moment in
nothing better
sports.
than that.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that one. Yeah. So I think that's the ranking for me. Just personally watching them, I think those are the ones. So
Who would you like to see on here? I know you touched on it a little bit.
who would I like to see you guys throw the ball around with, huh?
Yeah.
Geez. I'm trying to think of my friends in the industry that we really get along well.
Or someone you
So
hate.
Mark, it's funny. Mark from Sandana. We just had we went down to New Haven and we had pizza together. We're working on a little something, so
Listen,
we met halfway. So Mark's a good dude. I like Mark a lot. Um,
Mark refuses just to
He's
get a
got one.
webcam or to just use his phone.
he's got one. He's
He
lying
told
to
me he's
you.
lying.
Lackey. I really wish you get Lackey on because Lackey is one of the people in this industry that like he is such an intelligent guy. And what a creative dude. I mean, he literally is the creative force behind JT now. Like he's the guy. So I mean, he's really guiding their company now in terms of design work. So I would definitely say him as well. Um, Austin, my partner Austin, just on his own is a really interesting cat to talk to. Just his background and like what he's been able to achieve on and off the field, and like his story is pretty amazing. I would say Scotty, but you just had Scotty on. I think Scotty's an interesting cat to talk to too. I would recommend talking to Fetty from McDev as well. He's a pretty interesting guy. Oh, he's awake all hours of the day and night. I think he's coming to Boston for a little while. I think he's moving here temporarily, and this girl's going to like college here or something. So, but I would talk to him too. He's great. Talk to like I don't know, so many people, dude. It's hard for me to like go talk to these guys and this guy. The Method guys are great. Jared over at Method, and John, they're good dudes too. Um, I don't want to like, forget anybody that, I'm friends with, but like, all those guys are really intelligent, good guys that like they have good stories, they have good backgrounds, good stuff. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Corey, you got anything?
Nah, I think I've covered up everything I wanted to go over. I think Norris had one, but we kind of interrupted him
I
with
don't
his
remember what it
thing.
was.
So
It's good. I mean, that's the nature of the how we do it, right? It works better that way. So I mean, I love it.
Yeah,
But
that's cool. And Norris again, I've known Norris for a really long time, and I do love our friendship. It's a great thing that he's brought us into a lot of really good relationships, got some good business deals, for us in the past, and good relationships that we've had. We're this close to Thunder trying to get them guns. We almost sponsored Thunder when you were over Thunder, and that was one that would have been our first pro team, first men's pro team, but it just stars didn't align. But that was one that I kind of regret a little bit. I wish we could have made that happen. That would have been pretty cool because I'm friends with Corey too, and Corey's a great guy. Um, yeah, I mean, I just dead man walked Corey's team at
good.
Paris,
I
so
didn't know that was you.
that was fun. That was me. Yeah, that was me.
That's awesome. Um, and
Yeah, that was
before we
fun.
close out, people out there that are having, because I've noticed like a lot of these
Yep.
divisional teams are still, again, I don't know why it's happening. They're having trouble with sponsorships. Everyone, if I know we don't have a lot of followers,
Mhm.
but if you're having problems with sponsorship, if you need things, T2 is the man to reach out to. Hit him up on any of his social medias. He's got all the connections you need. He can make 90% of the stuff you need, and he can brand it for you. All these people I bring on can help in so many ways, and that's the one thing I wanted to accomplish with this is opening up doors. Like, it took me so long to figure out the keys to get through these doors and build these relationships, and I'm no different than the team down the street in my little town that are trying to get help. Like, they're complaining like they wait 6 months for that or 7 months for this, and it's like, you just got to talk to the right people.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the frustrations that people have with like you put a jersey in and then you wait unknown amount of time to get your jersey, right? Like I think that we're trying to do things to make the situation better for people. Like working with Anthrax is big. They have 2-3 week turnaround time. Like there's things that we're doing to help teams and just players because your frustration waiting, it's still our frustration. We have to put the order in for you. We're waiting, right? So you're asking us and then we're calling them and we don't really get answers depending on who we're working with. So our team program has been really cool. I think we dipped our feet in last year with just the Canes and NYX to see if like how the mechanics would work. And then this year we offered a Twister team program, which Austin spearheads, and he runs our social medias too. So if anything is going to get to him eventually. But we got 250 applications, unique teams from all over the world, and we had to call everybody on a Zoom call and vet them out and like explain like this is how it works, and we could get some access to guns, we can get revos, we can do all these things for you guys, and I think that the teams that we ended up locking in, we got like 52 teams in the team program, everything from 10-man teams to W1XL to pro to every divisional in multiple countries. And those relationships have been big. We're able to bridge the gap in certain respects where you don't have to be you don't have to be all in, quote unquote. You don't have to be like, I have to shoot this paint or this paint. We have a little bit of flexibility for you where like you can just decide like this paint's shooting better. We want to go with that for the contingency of this event. Like you're not locked into one thing or another. We want people to have options. We don't want you to be locked into like, I have to use this loader or this rag or this paint or whatever, right? If the paint's good, you should use that paint. If the product's good, you should use that product, and we'll make a
And hear
version
me
of it
out,
for you to
people.
use. And I think
He's
that
a man
that's
of custom
that's sick.
yep.
stuff. So if it's not even a sponsorship, if it's a one-off item, like, this is how he made his brand, this is how he made his legacy. Like, be nervous or shy to reach out to him, he can make it happen.
I'm just a dude that likes to
Brother
make custom
dudes.
stuff. So I'm not, this is one of those sports that everybody's approachable, right? You couldn't send a message to Roger Clemens, or like you can't reach out to Tom Brady. Like that doesn't happen. They have walls between you and them. The paintball industry is very small and everybody's very approachable. Like I felt the same way when I was starting, right? And I got to talk to Simon Stevens. Like I didn't want to reach out to Simon and ask him dumb questions, or Jack Wood. Like that's crazy. But then now these guys are my peers and my friends, and like I could call them anytime I need something. So some of my best relationships that I have are just customers, that have started as customers, and like now we're friends and partners and we do all this really cool stuff together. And some of those guys, like I'll give you one good example, like a Nick Masons. Nick Masons is a massive powerhouse now, and Mason started by like buying twisters and flipping them out of his college dorm room or apartment, right? And one day I got a message from Jack Wood, and he goes, "Hey, we have somebody that was on our blacklist for like flipping guns or whatever, and can you vouch for this guy?" And I'm like, not only can I vouch for him, if you help, if you give this guy, an account or whatever, he'll be one of your best customers on planet Earth. And now, I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm responsible for it. He obviously creates his own brand. He's in charge of his own destiny. But I think that like things like that, I look back on and I smile and go, man, that kid like tried to sneak an extra gun or two and made a fake account and his girlfriend buy it. Like he was just doing it to like build a business. And now, I mean, you walk by his booth at any NXL event, and it's like, holy shit, this guy is a real deal powerhouse here. I mean, it's a change of the tide. He's a hustler. That kid is really a massive, massive success story in paintball. He started from buy sell trade groups, and now look where he's at. And that's a pretty cool thing. That you can forge relationships and call people like that now peers that were customers and then friends, and now your partners, and that's a really cool thing. So again, don't be afraid to reach out to anybody, not just me. Anybody, just go. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Like some of these companies want to hear feedback, they want to talk out things with you. So I recommend anybody, just reach out. If you have questions or an idea, there's no such thing as dumb ideas. Just ask. That's all.
JP, look like you have something to say.
No. I'm good. I really appreciate it. I think this was a good episode. It's an hour
Yeah, I had fun,
45,
guys.
and it flew.
It's a long one.
It flew
Yeah.
though. It feels short, and I have a feeling like I have so many more questions, but I can't. Like I feel like we touched everything. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I can come back
All
if we
right.
need to. That's fine. I had fun. This was
Corey.
great. This was great.
yeah.
I'll bring Austin. I'll bring Austin next time. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna go on?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's late, dude. Like, you want to come to my house and do it?" Like,
Why don't we just
next time
do
for
it from
sure.
the
But I mean, it's
office?
late on a Friday night. We
Yeah,
could.
it'd be
That's
fun.
right. We stay there late. He's got like, listen, we've been working long nights all week with this ProFlex Builder, which ProFlexBuilder.com.
Monday,
Everybody go check that
noon.
out. But we were working long hours, and I'm sure his girlfriend absolutely wanted to see him because he hasn't really been home. So I just kind of maybe did him a favor tonight. You should just go home and be with your girl because this weekend and next week with the builder going live, it's going to be kind of crazy. So I got a
Yeah, I'm
feeling
gonna
we're going to
call
be a
you
little
when I don't
stressed
get
out.
what I'm after on there. So
As usual, Norris, you got your straw hat. You got
Corey,
everything this
close
week.
us
You're
out.
good.
I'll say goodbye. But we appreciate you guys coming on for the podcast. Look for this episode to come out on Sunday. Once again, thank you for coming to the Black Sheep podcast, and we'll see you on Paintball Sunday.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.